You're listening to the Very Serious Crafts podcast.
We're very serious crafters.
And we craft very serious crafts.
Very serious. Hello, and welcome to episode 17 of the Very Serious Crafts podcast. I'm Haley from Red Handled Scissors, here with my mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Haley.
Yay, moms!
And I'm Heidi from Hands Occupied. I'm usually here.
And I'm Mollie from Wild Olive, also a regular. Today we'll be talking about crafts at the airport and holiday gift-making mishaps. How's it going, ladies?
Oh, well, I just got some fabric that I'm really excited about, and it arrived yesterday, so I have to tell you about it. Do you know the Ghastlies?
I do not.
They are like this vaguely creepy, vaguely Victorian, I think, family that is all, there's a fabric line.
Okay,
and
I feel like I've seen it, I think.
I mean, it's creepy. I will show it to you guys.
Okay.
But they did a line called A Ghastly Craft. And so it's like they're super creepy characters looking very cranky, holding, like, brandishing scissors next to sewing machines.
So it's designed specifically for you personally?
That was exactly what I was
I
thinking.
feel very, very seen. So I had trouble finding it because I think it is sort of the darling of the quilting world at the moment. Mm-hmm. And I finally tracked some down, and they also have another sort of background fabric that is called A Ghastly Notion and is just sort of vaguely menacing looking craft supplies.
Oh, cute.
And so I'm so excited, but also I'm really afraid to cut into them because I'm not sure that I can get more. Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
so
I understand that.
I'm really, really, really delighted.
Yay, well, that's cute.
I can't wait to see what you make, or even if you just keep it so that you can gently stroke it.
I was going to say, I will be stroking the fabric.
Do appropriate things with it. Appropriate things with it.
Oh my god.
I mean, they are the Ghastlies.
Yeah.
They might prefer inappropriate.
True.
Anyway.
Well, Haley's been adding to her stash, it sounds like. And I have been pawing through mine desperately hoping not to see moths. And I did not.
And?
Yay!
No moths! Woo!
And my studio is clean.
I cannot tell you how excited I am for you.
Yeah, I had a giant cup of coffee, put a movie on my husband's computer at the other end of our home office, and just went through everything. Like, I filed my papers, I went through my file cabinets, I went through all of my sample bins, of which there's about to need to be a fourth 20-gallon Rubbermaid tub. There's a lot. I went through all of my work in progress bags, and yeah, I'm really glad there aren't any moths, because I would have just called Haley and just cried.
And I might have even gotten on a plane to come help you deal with it, because, well, you know how much I like to clean and organize. It makes me real happy.
Yeah.
Well, you are welcome to come and help me clean and organize anytime you would like, but I might put you, like, in some sort of, like, a coma or something. I don't know.
Oh, no, I have a long and storied history of showing up at, say, my cousin's houses and cleaning and organizing them from top to bottom.
Patty just raised her eyebrows and was like, yup.
Yep, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, see, my mom has confirmed I've always been like this.
Yes.
My problem is
funny.
it's like the tyranny of the urgent, and so there's always something that I'm working on, something to be done, and I never quite have enough time to do, like, a full clean out of things because there's always another thing that then adds to the mess because I'm just pulling things out. And that's, in fact, lately I've been working on some designing and stitching deadlines, and there's, like, one right after another. So getting everything put back exactly the way it should, like, it's not that it's not put away, but it's just not tidy anymore, right? So I've got embroidery floss that's not as organized as it should be, and yarn that isn't all completely in bags or whatever. And so that's where it starts to fall apart. But the good news is I'm reaching some good points on deadlines, and I have a little more work to do, but I'm, as of 2 days before this podcast releases, I feel like I'm in some sort of a time machine. I will have started my stitching advent calendar, which I've never really done before, but I'm actually releasing concurrently an embroidery version and a cross-stitch version with matching motifs. So I'm excited about that, but still a little more work to do on that. So after the recording today, I shall jump back into hard work.
Well, that's fair. And I'm about to... Well, as you guys know, I've had months of deadlines too, so I think next week I'm going to ease into reorganizing my stuff and getting rid of all the extra things that tend to pile up that you, when you're working on a project, that you really don't need to keep. Like, really don't.
Yeah.
So I think I'd like to get us started off today with a listener question that came in. And it came in over the summer, but we've all been running around doing 1,037 things and hitting deadlines, and we just didn't have time to really pull it together to answer this question until now. And basically that means I was reading through our topic lists and was like, oh man, we should have done that like months ago.
Yeah.
So a listener question came in from Ann Taft from the contact form on our website in June. And her question was, I was wondering what sort of container you all keep your current projects in. And since we are all multi-crafters, we make all of the things and design many of the things, probably all of the things between us. Yeah. I mean, maybe not quite. But so that question has a lot of different answers.
I was going to say, the first problem with this question, Anne, is you use the singular form container.
Yeah, that she's not wrong.
I mean, containers is still an understatement in some cases.
I mean, a vast understatement. Let's be honest. And so I think maybe the best way to answer this question is by craft type.
Yes.
And so maybe I'll kick us off with a couple of the ways that I organize at least the projects that I'm currently working on, and then you guys can weigh in as well.
Yeah, sounds good.
So right now I've got some English paper piecing going on, which is sort of a perpetual thing. I don't know. Eventually I will make something out of all of the hexagon flowers that I have been stitching for years at this point. But so I keep all of that in a travel kit that I designed that I've mentioned before on this podcast, my English paper piecing travel kit. And that keeps things pretty well contained. You can toss it in a bag. It fits in like large purses, so it makes things pretty portable. And so that also holds all of the supplies that I need to create any given English paper piecing project up to making a quilt top. You can't fit, say, a sewing machine in there. But other than that's one of the things that I use. And I also have various kinds of project bags for my knitting and crochet projects. And then separate to those bags, I swear by like old school pencil cases for having all of the things related, like tape measure, different size hooks, darning needles, all of those things. I keep all of that in a single pencil case so I can toss it into whatever project bag that I am currently using whenever I need to take a project, and it also has like stitch markers, like basically all of the things, all of the notions that you might need to carry along with a knitting or crochet project. And then I know that I can just grab all of that and not have to worry about what's hiding at the bottom of my project bag. Mm-hmm. And so those are my currently active containers.
Well, having recently cleaned and organized my studio for the moth situation.
No mothing.
The non-mothing. I realized I needed to kind of rethink some of my systems for how I organize works in progress, because as a designer, I feel like I've got this... I'm always starting a project when I feel like I have an evening in between projects, and inevitably it won't get done forever. And I realized I need a system for those. So I
have a box. It doesn't work.
Well, what I did this time was, because I have a couple of in-progress non-yarn projects, because most of what I end up doing is yarn, because I'm a knit and crochet designer. I have this, 3-tiered letter sorting tray from IKEA. I think they still have it. It's like, I don't know, maybe $5 or $10 at the most. And I've realized I need to start keeping, if I'm doing any kind of cross stitch or embroidery, which I usually end up doing because I am friends with you guys and do this podcast. I'm like, this sounds fun. And then I do 2 stitches and it doesn't happen. Anyway.
I mean, fair.
So I use just gallon size zip top bags, and I just keep them in those sorting trays. And then I'm also trying to limit myself to no more than what can fit in those trays, so I don't go crazy and lose every needle I've ever owned. So that's those. And then
needles are cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I realized when I cleaned my office that I have a lot that were just like squirreled away in the weirdest, dumbest, illogical places.
I have that with circular knitting needles. Yeah. In various sizes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That has to do with the in-progress box that is basically just a pit of despair.
The box of shame, if you will.
We've discussed the box.
Yeah. And then more... Oh, yeah, Molly, what's up?
No, I was just going to say, but like your yarn crafts, what does that look like?
I have these mesh bags that are kind of the size of a grocery tote bag. I got those also at IKEA. And they hang on pegs on my pegboard. That's like an entire wall in my studio. And I have different ones. I have one that's for my husband who wears like an XL size sweater. I have one bag just for his in-progress sweater that's going to be done at some point in my life. And then I have the non-work projects in another one. Well, in more than one, let's be honest. Yeah, so it's not like the most organized ever, but I know how it breaks down, and even though I'm a former librarian, I was a public librarian, so like I'm organized but within reason, I guess.
Oh, I don't know, Heidi. Mesh makes me nervous.
There weren't moths, so I'm never going to be worried about that ever again.
You just go ahead and live in that fantasy world.
And then I'll call you crying one day.
No.
I feel like I'm going to be, and this is not a surprise to me, but I'm the least organized of 3 of us when it comes to in-progress projects. But I still have favorite ways to keep certain things. So embroidery, like yourself, Heidi, I like in-progress things to be in like zip-top plastic bags. It keeps it clean and safe, and you can reuse them, but also you don't feel bad when you go, it's time to toss this out and make sure that I have something clean and fresh. And I try to
I do that with my embroidery projects too.
Yeah, it's I do have some stitching like project bags that I've made, and for some things that are a little bit more long term, I keep them in there, or when I feel like I want to look cute while I'm bringing my stitching along, then I use those. That's a thing.
Yeah.
But
it is. It's plastic bags for home, and also when your stuff is going to stay in your bag. and cute project bags for when you're working in public.
Exactly. Yeah, you go like to stitch with others. Plastic bag is not acceptable.
No! Except that it totally is, guys.
Is.
It
Yeah,
totally
absolutely.
is.
Yeah, because everybody's hopefully doing that too to keep their work clean and safe.
Yeah.
But
And I mean, if you're not, then you should be.
yeah, or at least have the plastic bag
It's a good
inside
idea.
the cute bag, right? Yeah.
Oh,
So
yes,
that's,
yes.
That's my preferred method for that. And then English paper piecing usually goes into cute little zip pouches, which I have lots of because it's a favorite gift among crafters to share. So I have quite a few of those, and I like to keep things in those. But my one big ongoing English paper piecing project, like your flowers, Haley, I keep in this, it's a Sterilite plastic container that is a little bit, like several inches larger than a traditional floss organization box. And it has these little trays that set into it to divide it up. Generally, I keep all the trays in it, but it has all these little sections. And so I have my pre-made pieces. They're diamonds, all diamonds. And so those line up in there. And then I also have my glue stick and extra pieces of the paper and sometimes some fabric in there, and needle and thread, sometimes some floss or some thread conditioner goes in there as well, little scissors. So that becomes kind of like a kit in itself. It's a little big to carry with me unless I'm going like a long car ride, then I will consider taking it with. But generally I just keep it in there for at home, and it keeps it organized, which is nice. And then knitting and crochet, I've been trying to keep this idea of only have as many projects as you have actual project bags.
Good luck.
That problem can be remedied.
Yeah, exactly. That's somebody pointed that out to me on Instagram, and guess what? Now I have more project bags. But I have a couple of the like zip top, ripstop nylon ones that they sell at Pearl Soho, which is like a fun souvenir to bring home from a trip to New York.
Oh, those ones are pretty nice, too.
So I have a couple of those, and then of course I realized, you know, you can also make my own. So I made my own project bag and have a pattern for that.
No!
Which I know is dreadful, and I love it so much that I'm like, I think I need to make another one of these. But yeah,
So you're going to have a bag in your bag so you can bag while you bag.
exactly. Yeah, and then all of these things are just sort of scattered about, but yeah, that's how I store my stuff.
Your organization system, Molly, made me realize two things that I should probably say. We could all own stock in Rubbermaid and Sterilite, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Definitely. And then the other thing was, you talked about your little kit of embroidery related tools. I would advocate for like knitters and crocheters to consider getting something like the knit kit. That's the name of a product you can get if you like to go to knit nights a lot. What is a knit kit?
Well, and why don't I know what it is?
Yeah.
Well, it looks a little bit like a birth control pill container, and like when it first came out.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah, when it first came out, a lot of people were like, why does this look like this? But I will say I take mine all over the place because it's all, and we'll talk about TSA in a minute, it's all TSA compatible, like the scissors fold down. And there's a built-in tape measure. It comes with a little crochet hook in 2 sizes. Like it's designed for knitters so that you can have that hook for weaving in ends. And then you have like those rubbery things you put on needles to keep your stitches from falling off. And there's even a little blade in it as well for a quick cut of a piece of yarn. I like bringing that, especially if I'm working on a design at knit night, so I can like double check some measurements or do whatever. And I keep stitch markers in there too.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't have one, I don't think, but I definitely have seen them and been like,
Mm-hmm. And they're less messy than just like your standard like Altoid tin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I duplicate a fair number of my supplies in my work in progress bags because generally they're things that aren't very expensive, like glue sticks or needles, or I have so many pairs of little scissors that it's fine to have one in every single bag. But,
all of the scissors. We know mine procreate.
Yeah. Yes.
A lot.
Well, one of the projects I have in my non-yarn craft gallon Ziploc storage system is a stocking for my little niece Evelyn, because she's new. She's almost 6 months old, almost 10 pounds, which is exciting because she was very early, as consistent listeners might remember. And I'm really excited because last year for Christmas I made my husband's whole family stockings like designed in a similar style. Like they're very much like the stockings, like mid-century Christmas stockings. They're felt. Ideally,
I love them.
Ideally, acrylic felt if you're going for the full 1955 to 1965.
That was when acrylic felt was nicer, though.
Yeah. I'm doing a mix of wool and acrylic, and I actually think I have some. I think most of the acrylic red felt I have is actually vintage from like my grandma's house. That was like the old stockings were made from for my family's older generation.
That's cool.
Yeah. And
nice.
Also free.
Yay.
So
Also
I'm making
cool.
Inherited craft stash.
Mm-hmm. And last year I made my father-in-law's stocking I did some I used conductive thread and some LEDs, and I installed a solar panel on his stocking because his biggest like passion in life is solar energy. He built like an off-the-grid cabin with solar panels.
That is delightful.
So his stocking is like, his name is Joe, so it's only 3 letters. So I was like, I can go to town on the like sequins and beads and all this stuff. And I sewed in some lights for the O on Joe for the center of the sun, and there were felt yellow sun rays, and it's solar powered, and he like cried when I gave it to him. Yeah.
I mean, that's the coolest.
Yeah. And
that's
so
very cool.
I don't think Evelyn's will be light up, but she wears a bow pretty much every day because everyone needs to realize she's female.
Oh, because that's very important when you are
5 months.
just shy of 10 pounds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My sister-in-law is Southern, so I'll let her pass.
Fine.
She also, I think, literally has a bow subscription box for that kid, but I digress.
Wait, of course it's a thing.
It's like Birchbox, but for like hair bows for children. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna go with a bow theme.
Wow.
A bow theme for Evelyn's stocking, and
Cute.
I'm going to use my Cricut machine, my cutting machine, to make all the little bows, because my hands have been giving me a little bit of trouble lately, and cutting a lot of detailed felt pieces is not great for repetitive strain injuries.
Yes.
Oh, no, I love, I've got both a manual die cutter, and I have one of the fully electronic, oh no, what's it called?
Do you have a silhouette?
No. Well, yeah, but it's old. Hold that thought. There we go. I have one of the big, like, tabletop fully automatic AccuQuilt cutters.
Oh, cool.
That is, I should mention that they gave it to me. Because you're supposed to mention things like that.
Oh, yeah, I
when
got my
talking
Cricut
about
machine
these
from
things.
Cricut, too, come to think of it.
Yeah. And it does cut felt, and it is so fast and so amazing. Mm-hmm. And it's a great idea to not cut out fussy, repetitive things if you would like your hands to work later.
Yeah, and it's the holiday season, so I'm going to need them quite a bit for deadlines in the next 2 months. But yeah. So I'm excited. It's going to be really cute, and I'm thinking about using one of the 3-dimensional bow templates that they have. They're designed for like paper gift toppers, but I think it'll be really cute to like fully bead and sequence them. And
oh, that's going to look cute.
And she's the only grandkid, so like, why not go all out?
Absolutely.
Why not? There's no good reason not to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I have felt stockings that I made for as a tutorial on craft years ago, so people who have been crafters for a while have probably seen this particular pattern, but I made snowman, customizable snowman tutorials, so I've got one that's like with cat eye glasses wearing a sweater that's me, and one that's Jeremy, and I I like a felt stocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to knit like a whole bit, like a huge like Fair Isle situation, because I kind of like the opportunity to do something a little different, especially if it's for like a personal gift for a family member, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's just something really nice about like felt stocking-shaped stockings.
Yeah.
That I just really like it.
Yeah. I made a fresh set of my mom is not super nostalgic about the stocking situation. We have some old stockings that people in the family have made and blah blah blah, but she's not like, it's okay to change out the stockings. So last year I sewed up a fresh set of 6 felt stockings, and like fast and easy, but they matched the living room because that was important.
Nice.
Bright red was not going to work, so a nice sage green was okay, you know.
I like that.
Yeah, and they're not super big because now that folks are a little bit older in the house, you don't need lots of space for things. A few goodies is all you need, but yeah, they're fun to make.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to like jump in here with
Yeah.
they and I made them
Continuing on Christmas.
That's right, continuing with Christmas. I made them with success because finally, after years of really practicing my sewing skills, I can do that. Because one year, I lovingly refer to this as the Christmas of broken needles, where
That's such a good novel name.
Yeah, it is.
I decided that I was gonna. Well, I used to do my best to hand make every Christmas gift for my immediate family and a couple of friends, and I loved doing
World of No.
it doesn't happen anymore, but it did happen for a good chunk of time. And that year, I decided I needed to do some more sewing. That was the clear answer there, and I had so much trouble. I was just constantly breaking needles. I think I actually only broke like 5, but within a short amount of time. 5
I mean,
needles.
that's a lot of broken needles.
a lot of broken
like, something's
needles.
not quite right there.
Exactly. And I couldn't quite figure out what it was. I managed to get through it. I stepped away from the sewing machine for a long time after that, and then figured out my issues. But clearly I had some thread issues. I had some tension issues. I had some like pushing and pulling issues that was my own like dealing with things. But I made like, I was also, I think I had the wrong needles at different times. I was trying to do like mega quilting through like pot holders and oven mitts, and I was doing like hard sewing, and it was so stressful, and I hated it, and I honestly thought I will never sew again.
I mean, needles are so hard. Like, if you... I think new sewers often don't know how important it is to have the right needle.
Exactly.
And, like, it can result in such big problems if you don't.
And it's dangerous too, because when those needles fly, you can get hurt. I was okay, but it was not pretty. And I was trying to make gifts like, for my mom, who would normally be the person I would go to with my sewing issues, and I was trying to avoid that. But I really should have just said, "Mom, please help me fix this." But
before I blind myself with a shard of metal because I don't wear glasses either.
Exactly.
That's all I keep thinking about is that you don't wear glasses and broke all these needles.
Yeah, me too, because I've hit my glasses with many a broken needle.
Yikes.
Yeah. And
Mollie.
I wasn't like sewing over pins, because that's a thing that can be a problem. Although I've done that, you know. But no,
I don't do that. It makes me so nervous.
Well, I try not to do that, although it obviously has happened. But although I was taught that if you pin a certain way, it's okay to sew over the needles. And since then, I was instructed.
And it is in theory because they shift.
Right.
But Nope.
No, because I've bent a pin when I accidentally sewed over it. So
Me
no.
too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely like I had needles that were too fine for what I was trying to do. Once I bumped up to something closer to like a denim needle, like this isn't like you have to think about your needle types
Like, and extra sharp.
and
if
extra
you're,
sharp.
If you're doing massively thick quilting.
Yeah. Using different thread that was going to be a little bit stronger meant that I wasn't like breaking my thread as much. So that was also a problem that came along. But it was, I made it through, but I really did. When I looked back, I think I took at least 9 months of not sewing at all after that.
Oh my gosh. But it's just so frustrating.
Yeah. And I think,
and especially if you can't sort out the needle thing.
Yeah.
Like that. Ugh.
it was a big thing.
I've
But
been there.
I think that actually since then, I don't think that I've broken a needle. I should like knock on wood. So anyway, that was my Christmas of broken needles. It was.
I really think that needs to be a book.
Yeah, it is such a good name. Can I have my first craft-related cozy mystery be called that?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's yours.
And it could be a
Thank you.
Hallmark Channel like crappy Christmas movie too.
With a seamstress.
Yes.
Oh. And there's a prince. There's got to be a prince.
Yep. But I guarantee you, the Hallmark movie will be starring someone like one of the Duff sisters who doesn't know how to sew.
Well, yes. I mean,
Anyway.
it's like sticking knitting needles in crochet in advertisements.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, way to make me twitch. Speaking of things that make one twitch,
Yeah.
want to talk about trying to bring crafts through airport security?
'Tis the season.
Yes.
Because it is. It is the season for traveling with your crafting things. And so I decided, I have a printout of the TSA rules for needlework, and that I carry with me. Like I've got a copy of it in my suitcases. I've got a copy of it in most of my project bags. And so about every year or so, I look to see if it's been updated. And so this year, I looked to see if it had been updated, and it's not there anymore. Uh-oh. Instead, well, apparently someone at the TSA finally realized that embroidery and knitting and crochet aren't the same thing, which was...
They could also be a Hallmark Channel producer.
Right? Which was... the issue, it was why that one piece of paper was so weird and why I kept checking it for updates. And so instead, I went through the entire list, like the individual items that they have specific guidelines about, to pull out all of the crafting related things. And I also found some pretty hilariously mysterious things. So
Let's hear it.
So I'm going to start out with, well, it's not a crafting related one, but it's my favorite ridiculous TSA one, which is, and I have several that I will tell you.
I was going to say, I have a few of my favorites from the TSA as well, but you go ahead.
So, Magic 8 Ball is a thing that is individually listed as something they needed to have specific rules about. So, you can't carry it on, but you can put it in your checked bag. And their reasoning behind this is as such. And I'm quoting this directly from the TSA website, for the record.
Okay.
For carry-on bags, we asked the Magic 8 Ball, and it told us, outlook not so good. Right. Now, for checked bags, we asked the Magic 8 Ball, and it told us it is certain. So that's on the actual U.S. government TSA website. For magic 8 balls, because I guess there were enough problems with people with magic 8 balls that they needed to specifically have rules about them.
I have visions about the government making decisions using a magic 8 ball now.
Right?
And I don't want to go into a political discussion, but I had to say that. Is it?
Yeah.
So is it actually, is it because of the amount of liquid inside of that?
I would guess, but I can't imagine that the amount of liquid in there is
so
much
small.
more. You could tamper with it pretty easily, I suppose.
I think people
I don't
are trying
really
to
know.
fly with, like, booze or, I don't know, some kind of drugs.
That's so weird.
But an actual human being from the TSA went there.
Well,
is all I have to say.
okay, but their Instagram shows they do have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And,
we
I have also been to Las Vegas
Yeah.
and seen the buckets of things confiscated.
Yeah, if you don't follow or regularly check the TSA Instagram, folks,
Oh, yeah,
you need to be
it's
doing
great.
this. It's hilarious. And
It's
also
great.
a little scary at times.
Yes. But, okay, so I will move on to some things that are actually relevant to our particular interests. So, sewing machines. Mm-hmm. You can carry them on.
Okay.
And you can carry them in your checked bags. There's also a note that you should check with your airline to ensure that the item will fit in the overhead bin or underneath the seat of the airplane.
Okay.
And there are no notes about taking out needles. And there are for a lot of things that have like blades you could remove. You can carry them on only if they don't have those things installed. But it doesn't say anything about that. And I know that lots of quilters travel all over with their sewing machines and carry them on. But you can, as long as it fits in the overhead bin, carry it on. And it's an unqualified yes.
Okay.
So,
Man, listening to you talk about quilters who travel with their sewing machines and stuff just made me think, dang, it feels good to be a knitter. Just so much easier. So much lighter.
with that in mind, knitting needles.
Uh-huh.
Knitting needles. And I should say that this is for flying within the U.S.
So domestic, yeah.
The TSA, I've had trouble flying internationally, specifically Air France if you're a crafter. Maybe don't fly Air France because they say no to embroidery needles. You can't carry on knitting needles or crochet hooks, and even if they're wood. Although you could bring on 2 pencils and some yarn, which would be the exact same thing functionally as knitting needles, so I call shenanigans.
Yep.
But I had a cranky Twitter exchange with Air France last time I went.
You need to find it.
I'll see if I can find it, but it was a while ago. But no crafting materials of any kind. I could not find one that was okay.
Well, clearly no one in France knows what happiness is.
No. No. So anyway, knitting needles. You can carry them on, and you can put them in your checked bags. And it says, and I quote, any sharp objects in checked bags should be sheathed or securely wrapped to prevent injury to baggage handlers and inspectors.
Sheathed, yuck.
Sheathed,
What a gross word.
Right? But just think for a moment, though, that so they're well aware that these are sharp objects that you're carrying on the plane.
Uh-huh.
And you're supposed to protect people from them in your checked baggage. But anyway, let's not tell them that that's weird.
That's right.
Okay. So the next very important thing that you probably want to know about is scissors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I actually have an entire collection of technically TSA-approved scissors that I've been meaning to write a blog post about for years. Mm-hmm. And I just keep collecting them. So I have, to date, never had scissors taken away, and I carry scissors on every flight. I'm going to go ahead and knock on some wood because we're doing that a lot today. The answer is, in carry-on bags, yes, but there are special instructions. In checked bags, just yes. So, if packed in carry-on, they must be less than 4 inches from the pivot point. Which is interesting because I have had TSA agents measure the entire length of where the metal could possibly be, including where it's inserted into the handle.
Yeah.
So to be safe, I make sure that the entire length of that metal is under 4 inches, which I think is probably a good idea. But technically, it's from the pivot point. And so that means
that's a large
lot.
blade. Yeah.
That is a decently sized, like, that's like your normal, like, it's not an embroidery scissor. It's like your normal mid-size. It's like the size of, like, kids' scissors or your normal small to mid-size scissors. So that's actually pretty big. I would err on the side of smaller, especially during the holiday season when people are going to be cranky.
Yeah.
But, so that's the word on scissors. Crochet hooks. You can carry them on and you can check them. No qualifications. And they don't specify wood or metal. Same with knitting needles. They don't specify. So that's that. Sewing needles. Yes and yes. Although this is under sewing needles, I would like to point out, quote, in general, you may place your knitting needles and needlepoint tools in carry-on or checked baggage.
Boo!
Like, but they didn't put that under any of the other knitting needles. So anyway, so sewing needles. And as far as I can tell, those are the only, and I did go through line by line, those are the only crafting-specific items that they talk about, with one exception that Heidi might be interested in. Tattoo inks and tattoo guns.
Ooh.
You can carry on a tattoo gun.
What?
Or you can check it. Yep. With no qualifications.
What?
And
Can you, like pull it out and just start tattooing someone then on the plane? Is that
Right.
the idea?
I'm getting there. So as long as you've got less than 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters of tattoo ink per tattoo ink container, you are allowed to carry on both tattoo guns and tattoo inks. Now, I feel like as a crafter, I really need to point out that there are generally within the bathrooms places to plug in breast pumps. So you've got a power source, you've got your tattoo gun, you've got your tattoo ink. You could have a mile-high tattoo party. And it would be perfectly fine according to the TSA regulations for what you're allowed to carry on.
I mean, a tattoo gun's a lot louder than a breast pump, though, I think.
Maybe not so much. I mean, planes are really loud. Like, flying is really loud.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would be that loud.
Especially if you go in the rear bathroom. Yeah.
And see, my mom's getting in on this. But also, I'm not entirely sure they could stop you if you had, like, a battery-powered tattoo gun. I'm not entirely sure
Just
they could
sitting at
stop you
your
from doing
chair?
it at your seat.
Does it have to be sheathed? Like,
No. It does not say anything about sheathing.
Oh, boy.
Okay,
Yep,
then.
so there you go. I
more
thought
you
that
know.
might be of special interest to Heidi.
Yeah.
All kinds of crafting on a plane.
Yep.
I mean,
And so,
the one time I ever had a TSA agent say anything about my knitting needles was I was at a smaller airport, and so it was probably either, I think it was the Northwest Arkansas airport, aka the airport closest to Walmart headquarters in Arkansas.
yes.
And it's where I fly to go visit my in-laws most of the time. And it's funny because that airport is just business traveler. And then I'm like in sweatpants with my husband and a backpack, like looking like a full bum, and everybody else is like working furiously. Anyway, I digress. So I was going through security there, and I had some circular I think they were Addy sock rockets, because it was for a pair of socks I was knitting on the plane.
Yeah.
And the TSA agent, like, pulled my bag out and, like, very dramatically, to my memory, pulled my needles, and my socks were in there, and I was like, can you be careful not to drop my socks, but tried to be, like, kind enough that they just didn't take longer or weren't, like, more of a jerk. And they had their gloves on, and they're holding the tips of these needles and dramatically, like, poking the tip with their glove on. And they're like, have you ever flown with these? Like, looking me up and down. And I was like, yes, it's a pair of knitting needles. It's clearly attached to a pair of socks. And it is legal to fly with knitting needles. And they're like, these are just really small. And I was like, do you see what they're attached to? And then...
Oh, that's really funny.
And it's funny because when I fly in and out of O'Hare, because I live in Chicago, they've seen it all. They are getting you through. They don't even care.
Well, you know, what you could have done instead of bringing those particular needles, Heidi, you could have brought a Harry Potter wand, because the TSA specifically allows Harry Potter wands. Specifically.
Sheathed or unsheathed.
They don't have to be sheathed.
They don't have to be sheathed. So once when I was going through security, and I fly in and out of New York City, and so I can't remember if I think I was at JFK for this flight, and JFK is a zoo all the time, and very, very busy, and I had must have been like a really big knitting project with me, so I had like a big project bag in my carry-on, and a bunch, like my pencil case of tools and stuff like that, and it went through the x-ray, and I went through the scanner, and it was fine. And on the other side, I see this group of TSA agents peering, confused, at the x-ray screen. Mm-hmm. And then they pulled my bag, and they were like, is this your bag? It's like, yes. And so I'm thinking, I've got my darning needles in this old school brass needle case that looks kind of like a bullet.
Oh.
And so I'm thinking that is the problem. Mm-hmm. And so they asked if they could open it and go through it, because I guess they were being polite. I don't know. They don't have to ask. And so they're pulling out all my stuff, and they're being really careful. And then, without comment, they send it back through again. Look utterly and completely confused the second time. And this happens about 4 times while I'm standing there. And finally, one of the guys turns to me and says, do you have a really big knife in there?
And is it sheathed?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't think so. And so they call me around to the side and point at there is a big blade in there. And so we decide that, I have no idea. And so we decide to send things through one at a time to see if we can figure out, like, I'm expecting that it's something in my project bag that I just couldn't, or that I just didn't remember. Mm-hmm. It's not in the project bag. It's in my purse. And so, like, we go through my purse. They go through my purse. Cannot find this blade. And, like, we're all, like, we're in it together. Like, they're not concerned about me. We're, like, solving this mystery. We're having a Scooby-Doo moment here. And so like, I'm like, here, give it to, I'll go through it. And so I went through it. I didn't find anything. Like, we just kept passing it back and forth. Like, they weren't real worried that I was, like, handing this potential thing over to me. And about 10 minutes into this or so, I remember that I have a credit card-shaped multi-tool that I carry in my billfold, like in my wallet. And it has a blade on it.
Oh.
And so I was like, wait, I know. Give me my wallet. And so I open it and triumphantly brandish this tool. And, like, they high-five me. And, like, I hand it over. I'm like, well, I guess you probably need this. And they're like, oh, man, this is a really nice tool. I'm sorry, we gotta take it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is not the experience one expects when one clearly has a weapon in one's carry-on. So it wasn't actually my craft supplies, but we were very, very sure that it must have been, and it was deeply confusing to these guys.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, traveling while crafty, like carrying your own tools. Remember that they're in your purse.
Yeah.
So that is a little taste of our adventures with the TSA. So if you have adventures in travel crafting of your own that you would like to share, or any stories about TSA agents being deeply confused about your crafting supplies, definitely let us know. You can either write to us on veryseriouscrafts.com, or you can follow us at Serious Crafts across social media to let us know what was going on in your creative traveling life. And we realized that we were going to talk about crafty trouble. We mentioned it in our last episode, but this episode kind of got away from us because, travel nonsense.
Sheaths. Sorry.
just so many
Generally
things.
having a nice time talking, yeah.
Yeah, go figure.
Exactly. And so we'll get to that in the new year. And so if you also want to be thinking about some of your stories of how crafting has gotten you in trouble, we'd love to hear about those too. So let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we wanted to just share one little bit of really good news with you guys. We're recording this in early November, and we found out this week that we just have officially hit 10,000 downloads with this podcast.
Yay.
So that's really cool. And thank you guys so
how
much.
weird is that?
Yeah, thank
you guys
you.
are listening to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you guys really very much, especially people who've listened to like multiple episodes or every episode, people who've been posting. I've really been enjoying seeing the Instagram stories when we get tagged, because not only is it fun to see like people like doing their ironing or working on crafts while they listen, it's really cool to be able to share those. So Stormy, stop crying. I'm talking about something fun and good. She needs to go potty, so I better wrap this up. Anyway, tag us at Serious Crafts on Instagram.
Storm is a dog, for the record.
Yeah.
Sorry, Heidi, go ahead.
Anyway, just make sure to tag us at Serious Crafts if you post a story about us, because then we can reshare it really easily, and that's great.
Yes, yay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening.
Absolutely.
And we will talk to you next time in our holiday episode.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm excited.
Yay, Christmas and other seasonal holidays.
There you
Various
go.
seasonal things.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Because, I mean, you can craft for any occasion.
It's true.
It's true.
All right.
All right. Well, I will talk to you guys later.
Yeah. Bye.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Have a good rest of
Bye,
your day.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye, girls. Nice meeting you.
Yeah. Bye, Patty.
Bye-bye.
Joining us, Patty.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys. You've been listening to the Very Serious Crafts podcast. If you loved this episode, please share it with a friend who's as serious about crafts as we are. Thanks.